This video I will go over Unit 2 and explain some parts of the Units 2, 3, and 4, which all go together. So before you watch this video, go ahead and go to Canvas and open the Unit 2 example. There are two examples. It doesn't matter which one that you open, but open one of the Unit 2 examples. So you can pause the video right now if you need to go ahead and do that. Okay, so when you're ready to move on, let's get started. So as you already know, the Unit 2 assignment is a business research proposal. This assignment can be very confusing, so make sure to just read the example and really follow along as I explain what you need to know about this document. So as I've written in the Unit 2 assignment description, this assignment is not a regular research research paper like you may have written in your literature class or in high school. This one is about a business problem. So if you turn in a paper that is written like a high school paper, I will know that you did not watch this video, okay? So this paper is about a business problem. So when you write this paper, so Units 2, 3, and 4, you need to be thinking like you are working at a business. The description says that you are an IT manager. So you need to think from that perspective, and you need to be specific and get to the point of what the business problem is. It's not like generic. It has to be very specific in order for you to get a good grade. So what is like the context, the background of why we write proposals? So the purpose of a business research proposal is to define a business problem clearly. I have given you a loose context to work from. So I've given you a job assignment and I've given you the place that you work. Those details are on the Unit 2 assignment description. It is your job to then use your creativity, your imagination to clearly and add the specifics of the business problem. Another part of this assignment is the whole purpose is to lay out the problem and the specifics of whatever's going on in your business and ask for permission to conduct research that will solve this problem. So you are proposing, you're asking for permission. So similar to like if you wanted to get married and you wanted to propose to the person, that is basically asking them for permission to be their spouse, right? So that's hopefully that helps you understand what that word means. So you are asking for permission to conduct research. Why do you need to ask for permission? So imagine that you are actually, working as an IT professional, a manager, and you wanted to take off time away from your duties in the IT department to spend 2 weeks just conducting research to figure out how to solve the business problem. If you just did that without telling anybody, without letting them know what's going on, that would be a problem. You would probably get behind on your work because no one would know to go and do your work while you're absent. So that's why it's important to lay out the reason why you need time away from your regular job in order to research the problem and to later recommend a solution to the problem. So hopefully that explanation clears things up if you have been confused. So we're defining the business problem clearly through research, asking for permission for time off to conduct the research, and show the plan for the research. So in your proposal, you also want to say, hey, If you say yes, if you say, okay, I can have the time off to conduct this research, this is what I plan to do. So if you went to your boss where you work now, like in real life, and said, hey, I have a problem, can I have 2 weeks off to research it? They would be like, oh, okay, well, what are you going to do? Exactly how long is it going to take? Who's going to work on this with you? Like, they would have a million questions about what's going on. The purpose of the research proposal is to answer those questions. Okay, so I hope that clears things up. Sometimes people are really confused about the purpose of this document. So hopefully those real life suggestions help you, or explanation helps you understand. Where does the proposal fit? So like I've mentioned, units 2, 3, and 4, there are 5 units in this class. You have already finished unit 1. So units 2, 3, and 4, you can think of them as all going together. They're all interconnected. So in the context of this problem, you are an IT manager, you work at one of the companies, that you choose, and then you say, okay, we have a problem. I've already given you the problem on the Unit 2 assignment description. And like I said, it's your job to explain the problem with specific information. The first step is going to be writing the research proposal. Then you will start to do the research, and for Unit 3, you're going to give an update. We'll talk about that later. Unit 4 is the recommendation. There's a problem, you're going to define the problem, propose to research how to solve it, actually do the research after you get the okay, give an update on your research while you're doing that, doing the research, and then write a recommendation. If you turn in a research proposal that has the recommendation already in it, I will know you did not watch this video. These are some of the things that that students do, and it lets me know automatically that they did not, engage with the learning materials. So the proposal is the roadmap that sets the stage, like I just explained, for units 2, 3, and 4. So your proposal versus the final report. The proposal, which is unit 2, defines the problem, requests permission to research the problem, and outlines the plan that you're going to follow in order to do the research once it is approved. The recommendation report will share your findings and provide a recommended solution. So that means your proposal should not include a recommendation to the problem. And again, the problem is outlined on the Unit 2 assignment description. The parts of the proposal. So this is where you can stop. After I explain this slide, stop and look at the example, and you'll see all of this information. So your proposal will include the purpose, the summary, an introduction, the research plan, the costs, limitations, and scope, and a conclusion. So like I said, pause right now if you'd like, read through. Both of the examples are maybe like 6 pages or less or so. So you can stop with the understanding that you now have about the assignment and read through and see the information that's in each of these sections. So when you're ready, I will continue on. So some of the common pitfalls that students have on this paper is by far the biggest one is the problem is stated too vaguely. You cannot just copy and paste the context that I've given on the assignment description and say like you're done. You have to provide, the part that you do is to provide the explanation and the specifics of the problem. So this is an opportunity to use your imagination and really think big, but within the context of what I've provided on the Unit 2 assignment. Another thing that students do is to jump to conclusions without research. So like I said before, if your Unit 2 paper includes like specific recommendations, I will know that you did not, watch this video or do the things I have assigned, because your proposal should not include recommendations. Okay, and then another part is skipping some part of the paper. So the cost, the limitations, the scope, are not including enough information. So again, these are the parts that the paper should have. I will also give you a template for your outline, and we'll talk about, you'll read about that, later. But this is very important, because you can imagine if you're an IT manager, and let's just say your manager is like a director or something, they will have questions about how much will this cost, or are you going to also research this other thing? That's your scope. Like, what exactly are you going to research? Your paper should answer all of those questions. So these are some of the common things when it comes to the content that people skip or they don't go over in enough detail. So just to kind of recap, so in Unit 2, which is the one you're going to work on this week and for next week, you're going to identify the specifics of the business problem. Can you copy and paste what I wrote on the assignment description and call it a day? No, you have to include your specifics. You're going to draft an outline of the proposal. I am going to give you a template that includes the questions that you should be able to answer. So you actually don't even have to come up with your own outline. You just have to use your brain and your creativity to give specifics of the problem on the template that I give you. And then you're going to put everything together, all of the specific information, everything else that's on the outline, and you're going to put it together into a full document, which is going to be the Unit 2 final draft, your business research proposal, and turn that in. And it will be your final document, okay? So for this assignment, you're not going to write a full draft of Unit 2, turn it in, get feedback, and then write a final draft. For this time, you're going to write the outline, get feedback, use the feedback to write the final draft. If you have questions about that, let me know. And in closing, I'm just reiterating this because this is the number one thing that people are so confused about. The proposal is your roadmap for Units 2, 3, and 4. So whatever you write about in Unit 2, you need to reference it, and for Unit 3 and Unit 4. Understanding the purpose of Unit 2 and where it falls into this plan will help you get a good grade on all 3 units. So it's the vast majority of your grade. If you can get your understanding of Unit 2 clear, then you'll include the right information in Units 2 and 3 and 4, and you are setting yourself up for success with these units. Again, the vast majority of the grade is Units 2, 3, and 4. So I hope that this helped you. Definitely rewatch this with after you have read the examples again or whatever you need to do, and let me know if you have questions. Have a good day.